Hey everyone, my name is Daniel and you are watching Chasing Edges. In this video, we're going to go back a few weeks to a trip that my family took to Utah. I was excited on this trip to be able to hunt chukar, a bird that I have hunted since I was a kid and that is sometimes very demanding to be able to hunt successfully. It worked out that the day we were going to hunt chukar, I was going to be dropping Susie off at the airport, and in order to get to the airport I had to drive a couple hours to drop her off. And so my dad, who was going hunting with me, ended up driving separately. And I got to the place where we were going to meet a little bit earlier than him. From where I was parked, I was looking across the valley, watching the sunrise. It was really a great experience. This time of year, the road that goes to the top of this mountain is closed. And so we had to park at the bottom of this road and hike about a mile in to where we start to see or have the potential to start seeing birds. From there, we hike up a canyon that we've often seen a lot of sign in. This year, though, it looked like probably last year there was a fire that went through this mountain. And so the specific valley that we wanted to hunt, it's a really narrow canyon. And that canyon it had been burned and didn't show any signs that birds had been in there. And so we ended up pretty close to the top of the mountain. Besides the great views, nothing noteworthy had happened. Now this mountain specifically can sometimes be a challenge. It's kind of just an island within the valley. And so when the chukar jump on this mountain, when they dive around that corner, it could be a half a mile to a mile, mile and a half away. So sometimes when you jump them that first time, it's the last time. And often there's not even a lot of cover, and so they'll flush really early. So it can be a really big challenge, and you really want to make sure that when they jump the first time, you're ready and you at least get a couple shots off. As we got to the top of that first bench, we started to hear them. We could hear them across another canyon and up on the other side calling. And we could hear them calling in a few different places. We don't know if they'd been flushed already that morning. Maybe a coyote got into them. Maybe they just split up over the night and were feeding up the hill in different directions. Either way, we were very excited and we decided to go after them. Now this took us down the other side of the mountain and even farther away from the car. But that's okay. When you get into chukar, when you hear them calling, you go, no matter what. We started down the hill and we wanted to kind of go around where they were calling from so that we could flush them either deeper into the canyon or they'd fly back towards us. But we needed to be especially careful not to get past them before they flushed. Now chukar are often called the devil bird. They're fast, they're smart, and they're really good at hiding. That day was no different for us. We cut around the mountain and we were being really careful just to make sure that that sound wasn't actually echoing back towards us from the other side. It turned out that we didn't jump any chukar on our side, but we did get a good scare when a cottontail jumped out in front of us. The dog got a good run too as it chased that cottontail all the way up to the top of the mountain. I decided to cross down and back up the other side. I'd pressure him a little harder from the other side, and then we would be on both sides of that canyon, so no matter what happened, we thought we'd probably get a shot off on him. But eventually I made it up to the saddle, and so I thought I'd get above them. I might be able to catch one running. I might even get to shoot one. But as I came up over that saddle, I found that they had already crossed over ahead of us. They flushed a couple seconds later, and 30 birds dove off the hill 50 yards away from me, and they were gone. I took a shot at the last one, mostly to help my wounded pride, pretend like I might have a chance at getting one, but they were well beyond my range, and it was really pretty hopeless. Now, after that covey flushed, I wasn't really optimistic about us finding the birds again, but my dad had been hearing them call still, and so we kept chasing. We went a little bit higher, a little bit deeper, and eventually the dog worked way, way, way up the hill to the side of where we were, and she was able to flush one. One single bird had gone up the other side, at least one that we found, and it flushed, flew back. It was too high, too far, too outside of where we were hiking, and we were beat. From there, all there was left to do was for me to hike back down the canyon, up the other side, and a couple 100 yards up to the road. We got up to the dirt road and we hiked out. Dog got birdie again, but she didn't flush anything and we didn't see anything. It was probably just another rabbit she found. Chukar are really my favorite bird to hunt. They are a challenge like no other species that I've hunted. I can't claim to be a great hunter or have a lot of experience with anything else, but I can say that there's something special about putting every ounce of strength you have into a hunt and just being completely outsmarted and outpaced by every bird on the mountain. You have to love those little birds. Thanks for watching. They beat us this time, but I guarantee we're going to get in after them again and there will be hell to pay.